My wife buried her younger brother in a closed casket. Start. I didn't cry at the funeral, not because I wasn't sad, but because I didn't know what I was supposed to feel. My wife clutched my arms so tightly her nails left marks, whispering, "It's too emotional. Closed casket. Don't ask questions." And I didn't, not then. A month later, an anonymous message slid into my inbox. 2 words. "Run. You're next." I laughed, closed the laptop, and thought nothing of it. Paranoia spreads quickly among the grieving, I told myself. But the next evening, in the dim yellow glow of the parking lot, a bag went over my head. Rough hands dragged me, kicked me, threw me into something that smelled of rot and dust. When the bag came off, a flashlight blinded me. My voice cracked as I demanded, "What do you want from me?" The answer chilled me. "I'm here to save you." And I knew that voice. Her brother, Daniel. He was younger, reckless, a constant shadow in our early marriage. A charming parasite who borrowed money, crashed on our couch, and vanished whenever responsibility tapped his shoulder. Still, he was family. I defended him to friends, to coworkers, even to my own conscience. My wife said he was her blood, and I believed her loyalty was unshakable. Now he was dead. Or so I thought. In that shed, beneath the trembling beam of the flashlight, stood Daniel, alive, gaunt, furious, but very much breathing. "You shouldn't be with her," he said, pacing like a trapped animal. "She's not who you think." I wanted to dismiss him, call him insane, but then he shoved a folder into my lap. Inside, photos, bank records, my wife's handwriting scrawled across notes like "insurance payout" and "schedule him alone." My chest tightened. This wasn't grief. This was a plot. The closed casket hadn't hidden his body. It had hidden his absence. She had staged his death to cash in. And I, her loyal husband, was next. I didn't scream. I didn't argue. I nodded, thanked Daniel, and walked out of that shed with a calm smile, because rage without strategy is suicide. That night, I lay beside her, listening to her even breaths, her warmth pressed against me, and I memorized the sound of the enemy's heart. For weeks, I played the part of the oblivious husband. Meanwhile, I mirrored her phone onto a hidden drive. I traced her financial movements through shell accounts. I recorded her late-night calls, the ones where her voice softened, not for me, but for someone else. Piece by piece, her mask fell. She wasn't just planning my death, she was planning a future with her lover, the same friend who had carried Daniel's coffin. I didn't confront her, not yet. Instead, I let her plans mature like spoiled fruit. She increased my life insurance. I signed the papers with steady hands. She encouraged me to take late drives, dark roads. I agreed. She poured me drinks she didn't sip from. I pretended to swallow. Meanwhile, I fed Daniel updates. We became unlikely allies, 2 men betrayed by the same woman. Together, we laid a trap. One night, she whispered, "Let's go for a drive." Her tone was too sweet. The setup was too obvious. I went along. She steered me toward the cliffs outside town, the kind where one wrong turn erases a life. She thought she was in control. She didn't notice the tracker I'd placed on her car. She didn't know Daniel was following 2 cars behind. At the cliff's edge, she stopped the car. Her hand brushed mine. Her smile was tender, rehearsed. "Step outside," she said. I obeyed. The ocean roared below, black and endless. She moved behind me. I heard the click of metal, her lover stepping out of the shadows with a tire iron. But before he could swing, headlights cut through the darkness. Daniel emerged, voice sharp, weapon steady. Her face twisted. First shock, then fury. "Daniel, you were supposed to be dead." "Surprise," he spat. I stepped forward, calm, controlled. "I know everything," I told her. "The money, the lies, the staged funeral, all of it." She laughed, high, brittle. "You'll never prove it." That's when I pulled out my phone. Every recording, every file, every whispered plan, all streamed to the cloud, all shared with law enforcement waiting nearby. Her lover panicked, dropped the weapon. She stood frozen as red and blue lights flared behind us. They were arrested on the spot. Fraud, conspiracy, attempted murder. Her screams echoed against the cliff as they cuffed her, begging me with the same voice that once said vows. I didn't flinch. Daniel stood beside me, shoulders shaking, whether from laughter or rage, I couldn't tell. "She almost got us both," he whispered. "Almost," I replied. Now I sit in the silence of my home. Papers cleared, insurance revoked, accounts secured. I think about her sometimes. Not the woman I married, but the predator I unmasked. She buried her brother in an empty coffin. She tried to bury me in a grave of trust. But I don't mourn her. I don't miss her. I savor the quiet. Because revenge, when done right, isn't loud. It's the sound of a door locking behind the betrayer and never opening again. And that's all the closure I need.